This is episode number 501 of the Health Fitness Podcast, brought to you by InnerFight in association with Smith Street Paleo. Hop over to smithstreetpaleo.com and get all of your paleo goodness. Welcome back to another weekly update on the Health and Fitness Podcast, folks, and thank you to everyone that downloaded our 500th podcast on Thursday and send us a message to tell us how much you appreciate the podcast. We also appreciate you guys. And in that show, we just gave you a really good roundup of what's happened, where the podcast has come from, and also some interesting thoughts on where podcasting might go. As well in that show, we heard all about Andre's recent engagement. Last time to him, congratulations. Excellent effort there and a good effort. See him back in training now and getting ready for the up-and-coming Open, which I'm going to speak about a bit more later on in the show. That starts just next weekend. But what's happened in the week gone by? It seems that Thursday's workout was, again, one of your favorites. Got loads of feedback on this, those 90-second intervals. And it's no surprise we've been putting a lot of intervals in recently, but you can expect it might get long again very soon, and you might have some of those Thursday therapy long grinders coming back at you very soon. But that was definitely one of the highlights of the week last week. And over the weekend, it's been, as always, a number of people in action. Mainly this weekend, it's been on the endurance side, where we've seen Tri-Yas. Super cool triathlon down there. Actually, they swim in the Yas Marina, the marina there, and then they ride their bikes on Yas circuit, which is the Formula One circuit, for those of you that have been down there or know about it. So a really interesting triathlon. We had a whole bunch of guys racing down there this weekend, and quite a few podiums as well. Even old Flanners managed to jump into a team and snatch second place by about 20 seconds to first place on the podium. So some really cool results down there at Tri-Yas, and a great event. If you're looking for a local event, you've missed it this year, but get down there next year. It really is a good event. And unlike a lot of the triathlons, it actually starts later in the day, in the afternoon, so you don't even have to get up early for it. So definitely worth looking into. We also had, which I was involved in at the weekend, the Hajar Ultra Race, which has traditionally been a 100K race. And I think last year they introduced another category, and this year they had a third category. So you could actually do a 30K race, a 50K race, or the full 100K race, which was very cool because it just gives people that opportunity to move into ultra running, into ultra racing, mountain races, trail races, call them what you will, without having to commit to quite a daunting 100K. So we actually had 7 people out racing in that on the weekend, and we had one person in the 30K. We then had 3 people in the 50K who did super well. Everyone actually did super well. And then myself, Rob Jones, and Sean Hurley did the 100K, which was absolutely fantastic race. I've actually just written a race report on that, which will be published in the coming week. So look out for that. All of my thoughts and a little bit of a description of what went down in this weekend's Hajar 100. If you are still thinking about getting into ultra running and looking for an event, there is one more event, I think one more major event of the season, which is the Mount Sana 60, which also has a shorter race. It's a 60K race out at Mount Sana on March the 22nd. It also has a shortened version of that race. I think, speaking to the race organizers on the weekend, I'm pretty sure they were telling me it was about a 21K race. So that's something that if you are thinking of moving into ultra running or you want a trail race, that is an awesome race. I was there last year helping the guys out, and it's in a really beautiful part of the country. So definitely something you should have a look at. Speaking of CrossFit have made some more announcements. Actually quite interesting. We as affiliate owners just received an email this week. First time we've actually received an email about all the changes in CrossFit over the last few months. And it says, it's actually quite interesting, one of the paragraphs I want to pull out, it says, our intent is to grow the sport by creating opportunities for others. That means standing back more often and inviting entrepreneurial-minded event and media producers to step forward. CrossFit Inc. will remain singularly focused on those things that only CrossFit can and should do in the realm of competition. Those things include, for now, the CrossFit Open and the CrossFit Games. So this is the first time that CrossFit have actually, we've been talking about this on and off for a long time on the show, and this is the first time that CrossFit have actually come out and put something in the public, put something to affiliate owners about what's happening. Normally it was communicated through Morning Chalk Up, as we discussed. We have discussed on a number of shows actually that it was strange that they were using Morning Chalk Up to do their communication. They've now come out and said, you know, we're going to continue to grow the sport, but we're standing back a little bit and letting others take over, which is pretty smart from a business perspective. They're letting everyone else invest the money and maybe do the dirty work, you could say. But it's going to be very interesting. The Open starts at the end of this week, and still the CrossFit Games will take place. We also learned last week that CrossFit had just cleaned out more of its media team, and someone that has become quite a hot household name in CrossFit, Rory McKernan, the producer or the MC really at the CrossFit Games, and this guy's been a long-term level 1 staff, worked for CrossFit for over 10 years. He's now gone as well, amongst a few others, which takes the tally to around 100 people have been cleared out of CrossFit over the last few months since we started seeing those changes, which again, you could say it's a good time, it's a good cleanup. We'll see what happens as the Open is just around the corner. At least CrossFit have come out and communicated what they're doing. And I think it's good timing from Greg Glassman on a PR standpoint to actually make some announcement and send a mailer out to the affiliates that we generally never get. But we are fired up about the Open. It starts. We'll get the first workout. It is announced on Thursday at 5 p.m. American time. So we'll get the first workout on Friday, and we are doing it down at the gym on Saturday morning from 10 a.m. Everyone is super welcome. If you're wondering if you should be involved in the CrossFit Open, why not hop over and listen to podcast 498, where I speak specifically about the Open, what's involved in it, and why you should get involved. But that starts next weekend and is something super interesting to look forward to for a number of people. Some resources that I want to highlight for you guys this week. Listen to a cool show on the Joe Rogan show the other day with a gentleman called Colin O'Brady. This is an amazing show, and this adventurer, he's an endurance athlete, adventurer, and he went single-handedly solo across the Antarctic, which is, it's an incredible feat that this guy did. And actually sometimes, and I've heard this feedback from a number of people, that the Joe Rogan show has become quite full with talk about MMA and stuff that's not actually relevant, but that is a 2.5 hour show that's absolutely awesome about Colin O'Brady and how he pushes the limits of human endurance. It's a super interesting show. I'd definitely go and have a look at it. And Joe Rogan, as I said, keeps things under control and doesn't go too much into MMA. You'll have also noticed this week, I've been talking about this on and off for a while in the weekly update show, the documentary Free Solo with Alex Honnold, directed by Jimmy Chin, is kind of out. It's out in certain places on iTunes. I've pre-ordered it on iTunes, but it's not available in the English iTunes store at the moment. It's also not available, I think it's only available on the American Google Play Store. So still not fully out, but it's closer now, and we've been able to pre-order that. So Free Solo, if you are looking for a little bit of a whet your appetite on Free Solo, just go onto YouTube and listen to Alex Honnold's TED Talk. And also there's about a 10-minute clip about the making of Free Solo, which is very interesting and makes me pretty excited about Free Solo coming out. What else is happening that you guys should know about in the coming week? This week's show, I want to direct you to it on Thursday. It's already pre-recorded with a guy called Adam Willis. Super interesting chat about strength and how he approaches that. That's show number 502. And aside from that, programming this week, Sunday, there is a real nice one to kick it off. Yes, Matt is continuing with this theme of making you guys suffer a little bit on Sunday. And then Thursday, he's put a workout in, which is a nice long chipper that he's called Open Prep, to get you guys ready for that Open that starts on Saturday here at the gym. Make sure you're registered. It's going to be a great 5 weeks for that. And Thursday's workout is going to get you ready for the Open. Friday off, come back in on Saturday and start the Open. A little thing on my documentary, there are more tickets that went on sale on Thursday. We sold out the first screening, so we're going to do 2 screenings now back to back, 6:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Wednesday, the 20th of March at the cinema at Al Sakal. And the first number of seats, or the first screening, sold out in about 2 hours. So we've actually released that second one, of which there are some tickets still available. So thank you to everyone who's shown an incredible amount of support to come and watch the documentary that Jason Lewis put together all about my crash. I watched it again the other night, and some of the effects that he's put in, I literally have no idea how he's done it. So he's done a super cool job, and hopefully the story will help a few people as well. That's all I've got for this week's weekly update. They're the things that have happened. That's what you need to look out for in the coming week. I wish you all a fantastic week.